Happy motherfucking Monday. This is something different than what I normally do on my Substack, but I don't know, I just wanted to show up with my face, not just my voice and my words, because I feel like I've got some new people here, which is very exciting to me. This happened due to the whole TikTok unban that happened very swiftly within a 12-hour period this weekend, which was bizarre to say the least. I just wanted to dive into my thoughts on all of this a little bit without getting too far down any rabbit holes. First thing I want to say is I'm so grateful that you are here. I am so happy to have you in this space because I am excited about this space. It's somewhere that feels safe, and there's not a lot of places on the internet that feel particularly safe at all. I mean, ever, but especially these days. And I really just appreciate you showing up for me while I do my best to show up for you. Content creation as a whole, as we all know, has become this commodity. It's become a whole industry in and of itself. It's fun and exciting for somebody like me who is creative. I have a long history working in traditional entertainment and film and TV. And then when I had my kids, I wanted to transition into something that allowed me to work from home and just be present, not have to travel or uproot my family for months at a time. So it's really suited me to be able to kind of take the skill set that I've cultivated over years and translate them into this new-ish industry of content creation. In all of that, over the last, I don't know, how long has it been now since I've really been doing this full time? Maybe almost 7 years. I have found so much purpose in cultivating a community. For me, this Substack newsletter thing in particular, the space that I wanted to hold for my community here is just more meaningful. It's far more meaningful to me. It feels like a space that I can be my most authentic and vulnerable and tongue-in-cheek, and might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you're here, then hopefully it is your cup of tea. But you're consciously choosing to be here, and I don't take that lightly. Other platforms have really conditioned our brains to just have the tiniest attention span ever and to feel bad about ourselves while we watch other people's highlight reels and fall down rabbit holes that we don't want to be in because we're just inundated with this emotional mental roller coaster of content that the algorithm is pushing to us whether we wanted to or not. And that's kind of why I initially wanted to start a Substack. It was very frustrating when weeks at a time, the algorithm would just decide to work against me. It made me feel like I was out of control of the results that I was getting from putting all of this work in. I had a YouTube channel for a long time. I had a podcast for a couple of years. I had a blog for many, many years. I knew that I missed those spaces. And I knew that my audience was constantly communicating to me that they missed those longer form content spaces from me. So I wanted to get back into it, but I knew the time that goes into creating long form content is even more than what already goes into short form content, which for your reference, if you don't know or maybe fully understand, yes, of course, some silly little lip syncing videos on TikTok or Reels, that could take 20 minutes to film and just put out there. But generally speaking, my content, about an hour filming something and then probably around 2 hours editing it. And I post videos on multiple platforms pretty much daily. If that's what goes into a 15-second reel, you can imagine long form content of any kind takes much, much longer. If I'm going to do that again, then I don't want to just do it nonstop for free in hopes that I can get enough people to click through, to watch, to, engage enough to make that an enticing space to then go ahead and procure brand partners to actually compensate me for all of that work. I just want a space that my audience is supporting, and we can just have this be about us, not an algorithm, not brand partners, not all of these third parties that are involved in other social media platforms. So I launched my Substack in December. And of course, I knew that a TikTok ban was impending, but they've been saying that for years and it's never happened. So I don't think anybody was taking it particularly seriously. And then it was real. And then TikTok got banned. I was most shocked by my feelings about it. What it did for me was just validate all of the fears that I had, that we are not in control of any of this. I've now shifted the trajectory of my career down a path, and it leans entirely on tools and resources that I have zero control over and could literally be swept out from underneath us at any moment. But it freaks me out that all of the social media networks that initially were created to connect with other human beings are being run and manipulated and controlled by, a couple of the richest men in the world, men in America. So that doesn't sit nicely with me. I want to have a direct line of communication with my audience who I value so much and hopefully values me as a creator and whatever my content might bring to their life enough to warrant subscribing to my newsletter. And I know that it's a big kind of learning curve for people. I mean, because they may have never heard of Substack before. And what I personally love about Substack is that when you subscribe to somebody's newsletter, you're getting it straight to your email inbox. So for me, I think a big deterrent for any other platform that I have encouraged people to go and consume my content on before, it's I don't want another app. I don't want to be on YouTube. I'm already on Instagram. I don't want to be on TikTok because I'm already on YouTube, because we're just being fed stuff the whole time. And it can be very addictive. It can be very toxic for our mental health. And why then amplify that by joining all of these other social media networks where you go there to watch Shanae's TikTok video because it's funny and it's not being shared on Instagram, but then you're sucked into a TikTok hole that you don't want to be a part of. So I totally understand that mentality. I have that mentality myself. I need space and breathing room and to get back in touch with reality, day-to-day reality. So I love that the Substack content just gets fed straight to your inbox. You can get the app just for convenience of viewing, but you don't have to. You can actually consume the entire thing in your email inbox, which is awesome in my opinion. That's one thing. Another huge learning curve, adjustment for your brain is I'm paying for content from a content creator. Why? I can get all that shit for free over there. Why would I pay for it here? I had somebody message me girl, I love you and I love your content, but no offense, I pay whatever for Netflix every month and look at everything I get from Netflix for that subscription fee every month. How can you? And I'm I get that too, 100%. I totally understand that mentality, but comparing me as a content creator to a Netflix and the mass corporation that it is and the hordes of content that they're feeding you all the time, it's totally different. I'm a human being. That's what you're kind of getting with my content that you're obviously not getting with the Netflix, and if you want total, in your face entertainment and whatever, and that's what you're getting from Netflix. You're not going to get that from me. Totally different categories. I think that is the draw, I guess, and maybe it's not valuable to you. Maybe that is not enough to warrant a paid subscription, and I totally understand. What I'm here to do is, of course, I want to entertain you. I love writing and I love recording the audio for it because I think it brings the writing to life and adds some humor and some context to it. I love making videos. It's what I do. It's what I've kind of spent my entire life doing, is making video content. So I love doing all of that stuff, and I do hope that it entertains you. I hope it inspires you. I hope it makes you laugh. I hope it motivates you. I hope it makes you feel good about yourself and make you feel less alone on your journey. I use it, to be honest, as a tool for myself. It's very cathartic and it connects me to people. And that is ultimately what I hope you get out of this, above everything else that I just listed, is a feeling of connection. I think I'm desperate for it. I think there's a lot of people out there right now who are desperate for it, like a true connection to other human beings and a real sense of community, because everything that has been happening, I mean, for a long time, but just with the emergence of the internet and social media and all of this stuff, like the pandemic, working from home, all of it, like we're getting more polarized. We are getting more distant from one another, more disconnected. And for me, this space is hopefully, reigniting that sense of connection and that sense of community that I think we all initially showed up on social media for. If you're solely interested in 15-second outfit reels or watching me and Josh be silly lip syncing to some like couple joke or whatever, then like that's what's happening there. But if you are looking for something a little bit deeper, a little bit more meaningful, hopefully more impactful and positive, this is going to be the space for that. Written stuff, like I said, podcasts, our vlogs that we stopped sharing on YouTube, we're going to get back into that, but it's going to be solely for my Substack audience, because this feels safe to me. This feels like it's really a relationship. It's about me and you and this community here. And it's not about algorithms or brand partners or Mark Zuckerberg or polarizing sides and opinions, trolls. I think with like the TikTok ban, it shed light on a lot of things for me as a creator, as a business person, as a mom. It scared me a lot. It's less about TikTok going away. It was actually kind of like wild to see how many people came together in their upset over TikTok being banned, where we can't seem to agree on so many things that are far more important on paper than a social media app existing or not existing. But I think it was just like a real wake-up call that we're not in control. And I think that's another thing. Another thing I want to say about the idea of this TikTok ban and who's controlling that situation, and this argument of why would I pay to upgrade your subscription. Content on these other social media platforms is technically free of charge to those consuming the content of creators like myself or whoever's content you're consuming on those platforms, right? But I'm like, what does free actually mean? When I am mindlessly scrolling for free on social media, there is major cost involved to me. It's costing me presence of mind. It's costing me a wild amount of time with my friends and family in the real world, because you go on Instagram for, 2 minutes, and 2 minutes turns into like scrolling on the couch for God knows how long. It's costing me my confidence, because I am looking at these highlight reels from other people being slowly stripped of that subconsciously. It costs me my attention span, because my brain is being conditioned to like move on and get bored in less than 3 seconds. It's costing me my mental and emotional state, because while I'm there looking at a fashion video, because I find that entertaining and inspirational and like fun to watch, the next second I scroll and the algorithm's feeding me some catastrophic event from halfway around the world that it completely devastates me. And then within one more scroll, I'm back to looking at like puppies or like a baby tortoise eating a leaf. Like it's just a lot. A lot of times it's also costing me money because the algorithm knows my life, my interests, my surroundings, my shopping habits, and is constantly feeding me things that I probably don't need but will want to buy. When you add up all of those things and so many more that I'm just like forgetting off the top of my head right now, it's costing a lot. Consuming all that free content is costing me as a human being a lot. Again, it just comes down to like what you value, and you might not value the content that I have to share with you here on Substack enough for it to warrant the $5 to $7 a month expense that it will cost you to upgrade your subscription so you have full access to everything I share on this platform. And that's okay. But for me to continue to show up and pour all of the time and all of the energy into creating content that is long form, that is more intentional, more thoughtful, far more creative than anything that lives for 15 seconds on these social media platforms for 24 hours before it gets completely lost in the shuffle of the algorithm, then I have to be compensated for all of that time. And I know that it's like a weird thing that some people avoid talking about. It was something I felt really weird about for a long time because I mean, I've been in the entertainment industry in some form or fashion for 22 years. And the people that watch or consume the content that I have had my face front and center of in any capacity have never, ever, ever been the ones to put a single dollar in my pocket. As an actor, it was the studio or the network. As a content creator, it's been the brands or, you know, affiliate shares from things. But it's never, ever, ever been the people watching it. And I was like, for so long, how could I ever have the audacity to ask the people that actually get the most out of what I'm doing here for $1 in exchange for it? And now I have the audacity. I have the audacity, and I think you're going to see more creators have that audacity. I was saying this to somebody today in the comments who like rattled me because they were like, you know, when I had posted something about the TikTok ban on my Instagram, and they were like, this is why people need to stop being lazy and go get a real job. And I'm like, this is it's a real job by my definition. I think it's a real job by like most people's definition. If you actually write out on paper, like what is a job? Entertainment is a consumer service. It is. That's why I do it. I'm not just like some narcissist who enjoys looking at myself on camera and like posting it for likes. Like I'm here to make a living to feed my kids. That is all I am here for. And the building of community and the impact that I get to make on people through my content is all cherries on top. All of the frosting and everything that just keeps me going and gets me excited to do my job every day. That makes me love doing my job every day. But if I was making zero money from doing this, I promise you, I would not be showing up constantly all the time, every day, filming and editing and studying and analyzing the data and doing all of the things that go into this job. I normally only speak for myself, but I feel like I can speak for a majority of full-time content creators. We put a lot of hours into doing this full-time. We deserve to be compensated. And of course, historically, the people that compensate us are typically brand partners, which I know also rubs people the wrong way because you just can't win. But this space is like ad-free, troll-free. You're showing up for me. I am going to do the most because I don't know how to do anything but the most to show up for you as best as I can, as honestly as I can. I really want this to be about us. I want this to be about our community. And the thing I hope that people realize after this whole TikTok debacle is not just what these spaces are costing them in all of the things that I just mentioned above, but whose pocket that is going into. In my opinion, the wrong person's pocket. And ironically, like these apps that the people consuming the content for free, I guess, are just hoping that we make from the man whose pockets it's going into. They don't want us to make money. My content suffers so much on Instagram when I put any kind of link. My story views, for example, are normally around like 10% if there's no links, no hashtags, no tags, etc., because those are the things that kind of indicate to the algorithm, hey, she might be making money from this and it's not going in your pocket, it's going into hers. They'll go from like 60, 70,000 views, sometimes down to like 15,000 views, which obviously hurts my opportunity to continue to book brand partners and make money doing what I do for a living, because they want to see those analytics. It is a corrupt system that is not designed for the benefit of the community, the people consuming the content, or the creators, the people creating the content that keeps people coming to their app for hours and hours a day. All of that is just making money and adding value for the people who are in control, which is not me and it's not you. This space is completely in our control. I am in total control of what I create. You are in total control of deciding whether or not to support me and the work that I'm creating, and also in total control of influencing the content that you want to see from me, what you feel would bring most value to your life, because that is exactly what I'm here to deliver on. This kind of brings it back to like the whole idea of what I'm doing as a creator is providing a service to you. Historically, whenever I've seen people in entertainment, traditional entertainment particularly, but also on social, like be assholes to, fans or people that come up to them in the street and want to chat or take a photo, I'm like, you're such a dick. Like, those people are ultimately employing you. If it wasn't for them being a fan of you, them watching your movie, or them watching your TV show, or listening to your music, or watching your videos online and following you on social media, like, you would not have a job. That's always been my belief system. And this is taking all of that like one step further. Now we're really like taking out all of the middlemen, the networks, the casting directors, the algorithms, the people deciding whether or not apps are going to get banned. It's just about me and you. And I think that's super fucking cool and really exciting to me as a creator, and hopefully really exciting to you as, a community member and consumer of the content. So if it is, then please upgrade your subscription, because I'm telling you right now, your girl's got to eat, and I'm not going to be sharing all of the content that I post on here with the free subscribers. Free subscribers will get notified when I post, and you can kind of see if it's for you or not for you. So it gives you a taster of like what you can come to expect in this space with your paid subscription, but you won't be able to actually access all of the content. And once you upgrade to paid, which is $7 a month or $70 a year, which like takes a couple months off or whatever, gives you a deal, then you will have full access to everything that I post, all of the live streams, the chats, the videos, the podcasts, all of it. You'll have full access to all of it, and not just on a go forward basis, you'll also get full access to the archive, anything that I've posted previously. If you have any questions at all, please message me, let me know. I'm happy to answer any and all questions totally transparently. If me talking so transparently has rubbed you the wrong way in any way, sorry, not sorry. And also, this is definitely not the space for you, because I intend on being my most authentic self and having a truly transparent and open and two-way relationship with my community on this platform, because it feels like I can finally do that here, and I promise you, I cannot do that anywhere else. I will be posting generally on average 1 to 2 times a week, and it will be written content. The written pieces are generally between like 1,500 and 4,000 words. So it's something to definitely sink your teeth into when you have the time and capacity to focus. It's not about the mindless scrolling here. If you want to do the mindless scrolling, we'll also have a chat. There's notes where you can kind of see those, random thoughts. The meat of the content will be those long form written pieces, long form podcasts, anything ranging from, 10 minutes to probably 30-minute podcast episodes, videos like this one where I'm just like chatting with you, live stream videos where we can chat together, and also like vlogs, the typical family, day in my life, bring you along for the ride videos that you would have historically seen on my YouTube channel. I am also wide open to, communicate with you guys and see what you want to see from me in this space, because I want to deliver. I want to show up. I want to bring that value that you feel is worth your monthly subscription fee. So hopefully, I will see you in there soon. And P.S., if you are not in a position or you're still kind of on the fence, not sure if it's for you to upgrade your subscription to paid, please stick around, because I will continue to periodically share updates or newsletter posts with you free of charge. And it will also just give you an indication on a weekly basis as to like what's really happening over here on Substack. And you might change your mind, or you might be in a different position down the road. So it just keeps that line of communication open with us. By remaining on my list as a free subscriber, even if paid is not for you today, it also ensures that you and I have a connection if everything gets banned tomorrow. Because who fucking knows at this point? Who fucking knows? Mwah, 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 mwah. I will see you soon.